Be sure to subscribe and click on the bell for notifications on future uploads. What is it now?
This is the culprit, and I'm sending you the video right now.
Okay, why would a chicken do this to me?
To get on the other side? Just give me one more try.
Fine! Oh, never get over what he's doing over there. Hello everyone, Someone Bard here, or you can call me Sully. And as I continue on with this month of Halloween, I wanted to go over a Halloween cartoon this time. One that's from my childhood and I enjoyed it quite a bit, but also felt a bit spooked by it as a kid. It's the Popeye cartoon released, oddly enough, on August 27th, 1954 from Paramount's famous studios, Fright to the finish. One Halloween night, Olive Oyl is reading Halloween ghost stories to Popeye and Bluto. But the two men wanted to have one or the other out of the house to spend the night with Olive. And when Olive finished the stories, Popeye doesn't believe in any of what was read, which gives Bluto the idea to scare Olive and Popeye, but mainly to get Popeye out of the house so he can be with Olive, ultimately putting the blame on Popeye for scaring Olive. When I first saw this cartoon as a kid, thanks to my grandfather who introduced me to Popeye with his VHS set of Popeye cartoons, and I happened to own one of them myself, I remember feeling a bit scared of it, but not terrified, and after watching it again after seeing it plenty of times in the past, I no longer felt scared of it. But I do remember the frights. But as for the cartoon itself, it's still as fun and enjoyable as I remembered. Although I don't find it to be the funniest Popeye cartoon, as some, if not most of the visual gags didn't get a laugh out of me, even as a kid. Like when Popeye gets a picture stuck on his head from the skeleton marionette controlled by Bluto, and once Popeye removes the picture, his head is the same shape as the picture, and I somehow didn't find that funny. But I did chuckle a couple of times at a few bits, like when Olive Oyl jumps out of her stockings and shoes, and Popeye saying he didn't recognize Olive without her skin on, since he mistakes the skeleton puppet for Olive when getting her some water. Olive Oyl's reactions to all Bluto's spooks are nicely done, even when she hides in things like a vase and a tall ashtray. Bluto's little tricks to get Popeye out of the house to be with Olive are a bit of fun, and to where several Halloween moments occur. True, there isn't a ton of Halloween stuff going on, but there is just enough to make the cartoon a Halloween one. Ghosts, skeletons, jack-o'-lanterns, scary stories, it runs the gamut of the holiday without doing too much, and there's no candy or trick-or-treaters. But the frights I got from this is when Olive gets scared, and I felt it, even if it's only her screams. Same thing with Bluto at the end. And speaking of which, the ending to where Popeye decides to scare Bluto after he moved in with Olive is pretty neat. He uses vanishing cream to be invisible, a classic cartoon move, and acts like a ghost, via moving the candle, closing the door on Bluto's neck, and making a ghost using a mannequin covered in a white sheet and tied and hooked onto Bluto, making it chase Bluto out of the house. It's a fun and sometimes funny little ending for an entertaining little cartoon. And the actors voicing the characters did a really neat job. Jack Mercer voices Popeye, Mae Questel voices Olive Oyl, and Jackson Beck voices Bluto. As a whole, this cartoon is nice. The characters are good, the story is fun, and the animation is really neat. Director Seymour Natel had made a good little Popeye cartoon to also be set in Halloween. There is not a ton of Halloween stuff in it. There is enough to make it a Halloween cartoon and definitely have some fun scares, but not to a high level. There may be some frightful moments in this to me as a kid, but nowadays I've kind of gone over it, and I have a couple of decent chuckles here and there. And overall, it's simple and to the point. A neat little Popeye Halloween cartoon with a few spooks here and there, but is as entertaining as any other Popeye cartoon. So today, this cartoon began rating of 3 stars. So thank you for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe, follow on Facebook or Twitter, support me on Patreon, and tune in next time for the conclusion of Sulli-Ween.